Okay, launching into it. Welcome back, everybody. A pre-UTMB interview with 2016 champion, two-time Hardrock champion, TDS champion, Diagonal Des Fous champion, Ludovic Pommeret. Ludovic, welcome to the studio. Thanks for coming in.
Hello Dylan. Hello everyone.
Check out my t-shirt, everybody who's watching us on YouTube. My new prized possession, compliments of Nathaniel Friedman from HOKA. I've been wanting one of these t-shirts since the first time I saw it last year. For those who are just listening, it is an amazing photograph with like 10 images of Ludo at various iconic moments of your illustrious career. Ludo, I'm so happy to see you. We saw you at Hardrock just 6 weeks ago or something. You were a little ambivalent about whether you would do UTMB this year. Tell us about the consideration after Hardrock. When did you decide to take your bib?
In fact, after Hardrock, I said I should not race here. The plan was to race, but was to race with my wife.
Yeah.
And as she's injured, she could not race. So, and then I say if I race for me, that's not good for Diagonal Des Fous. So maybe it's better to not race. And finally, So finally, I will race.
Yeah.
That's why? That's a good question. You know, why? Because I'm 50.
Yeah.
Now.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. I'm 50, and why not try to do the three of the what we call the four monuments of the ultra running.
Yeah.
So we'll see. At least I have the bibs. We'll see if I can see the finish line. Or...
So last year was the 20th anniversary of your first participation here in 2004. Yes. This is, I think, your 9th start at the UTMB. Of course, you've done CCC, TDS as well. Maybe just reflect on the growth of this race specifically and what it means to the French trail running community. One of the things I was just looking at is especially French men in the last 12 years have really owned this race. Yourself, Francois, Xavier, Vincent. And then outside of the Frenchmen, it's only Killian, Pau, and Jim who've won the race. And we were just talking about even when Jim won, he was living here in France for 2 years. Share a little bit about, your history here at UTMB and especially what it means to the French trail running community.
Yeah, I think it's not only the French. I think now it's almost worldwide.
Of course.
Of course, everybody is dreaming to at least race this one. For the elite runner to win this race is something that, is a dream. And there's only few people, of course. So I was lucky 1 year, but some was a bit stronger because they won 4 and maybe 5 soon. I don't know. This event has grown from 2004. It has grown really amazing. It was really different in 2004, but now it's a worldwide event, and you have a race it also. So that's a big event, and
Is there anything about though the French men and why you guys have been so dominant here aside from home field advantage? Because like on the women's side, the Americans have been the strongest over the last 20 years. Do you have any thoughts about, of course you guys are all amazing athletes, but why the French men have been so strong at UTMB?
Yeah, I think you have already answered. You are at home, so you have a bit. You have more opportunity to be on the same kind of tracks and that or trails that we will face on UTMB. We have no jet lag, so that's you are on site and you can train in the same condition that you will meet in the race. So that's an advantage. But I know that some American runners are really strong and even stronger on the paper. Maybe that's a bit different trail that what you have in US. Mm-hmm. You have some technical trails, but most of them are more runnable, and US runners are more runners.
Yeah.
I'm more hiker.
So speaking of which, again, you were just at Hardrock, which was the last time we saw you, where you won for the second year in a row. Share a little bit about your day. How was it out there on the Hardrock course again this year?
Yeah, it was not a bad day,
Of course.
No, it was a good day. A bit more difficult than last year. I think this direction is more difficult because you have all the big climbs at the end, and there's more density of the elevation at the end of the race, and even it's a bit more technical also at the end. So yeah, that's different. And that was a very good day, and I had 2 good pacers also, so it was nice. And my crew, my wife, is still doing a great job also on the crewing, and we spend good days to prepare also the race, and during the race it was a good day also. A bit more difficult at the end, but as everyone, I think maybe you have seen Mathieu and the finish line.
So Mathieu and Germain made the comment to me that you ran away from them on the descents. And typically in these races, you get the separation on the climbs. I wondered if that was intentional, or if there's anything about, like the actual race execution at Hardrock that was different, or was it intentional that you pulled away from them when you did? I think it was descending down from Cataract Lake down into Sherman.
Yeah, correct. We were together with Zach and Mathieu, and I thought that at least Mathieu will stay with me, but no. But it's not a strategy, but there's one parameter in addition in Hardrock is the elevation. It's high altitude, so I prefer to get easy at the uphill, and you need less air, let's say, to go downhill than uphill. So take it easy uphill, and downhill you can push a bit more.
It's so funny because I did it the opposite way. I had always heard, take it easy on the downhills at Hardrock, and then you're stronger on the climbs.
Yeah, but as you will walk mainly in the uphill, I don't know if it's good or not, but finally it works.
You mentioned that you had 2 famous pacers, Jim Walmsley and Vincent Bouillard. Are there any fun stories of things that you shared together out on the Hardrock course with those 2 great friends and teammates and champions?
No, it was good. 2 good moments with them, and just with Jim, it was at the Congress canteen where we wanted to leave, and Jim asked for. But there's no mezcal or what? so he asked it himself for the mezcal, and then drink a shot before starting again.
I was pacing Germain in that section, and I had some mezcal too. What they called it was Mexican sports drink. The American audience will find that hilarious. Instead of an electrolyte solution in my water bottle, it was a nice little shot of mezcal.
Fantastic. But it was funny because usually last year, and when I was doing the pacing, they propose you this shot, and this time not.
Yeah.
And so Jim, what? They're not proposing,
come on.
I should have one.
Bad service. Come on. How are you feeling physically after Hardrock? I was just sort of thinking about this, and in the last 4 years, 3 people have been able to win both Hardrock and UTMB in the same summer. That's Francois, Killian, and Courtney. So I wonder how you're feeling physically and bouncing back from what was another amazing victory there.
So physically, my coach said it's okay. So let's say that I trust him. No, I don't know really, but I hope I'm good. I will take the start at least, and I hope to see the finish line also. And for sure I'm not Killian, I'm not Courtney. And Courtney has won, I think, in less than 1 year, the 4
the 4 monuments.
And of course, it would be impossible, but at least let's finish them.
Yeah, it's interesting, I think, because obviously people talk about the Western States UTMB doubled too, and it seems like Hardrock UTMB is easier, even though they're closer together, probably because the courses are similar. Obviously, Katie was able to do Western States and UTMB in the same season. But there is precedent for somebody like you to win again here at UTMB. And it seems like you're in great shape just based on your training, which we'll come back and talk about in a second. First, of course, you just mentioned you just had your birthday, 50th. Yeah. And I was reading the Mile and Stone interview that you did also, and it said that you now have officially retired from your career with Swiss Air, I think it was. I think those two things are not unrelated. Share a little bit about maybe what you did to celebrate your birthday and entering this new chapter of your life.
And to celebrate my birthday, I was in US to run Hardrock, so that's a good celebration. I'm retired from my job, but it's a long-term plan that we have done with my wife to stop working at 50. So it was 50, so it was time to stop. But now I'm not really retired because now I'm a professional runner. So that's not the retirement. It's just changed my job. So
a new job. And of course, you're very capable at that new profession too. So coming back to your training, I was just looking at your Strava, and I mean, you had like one down week after Hardrock, and then it was like 26 hours, 29 hours, 26 hours of training, a mix between running and cycling, high volume. Seems like fitness is really there. Share a little bit about the recovery from Hardrock and the training leading into UTMB.
Yeah, I changed a bit from last year because last year I almost never stopped after Hardrock. I think 3 days after I was already hiking. And this time I take more rest day. But when I was back in France, then I start to run again. And I trust you that I have done this amount of training, but I have done UTMB Rico with some guys that I didn't know from Joli Foulet. It's a kind of media on Instagram. So that's why I did many hours, but it was not a high pace. As I told you, my coach say you are ready, you can run, but we will see in less than 1 week now.
Yeah. Did you do the HOKA team camp also?
Yep. Yeah.
Share a little bit about that, because it seems like it was important for everybody who was there, and it seems like it was very well supported, and you probably got a glimpse into the fitness levels of your various teammates.
That's a nice camp, and now it's the quality, let's say, is increasing year after years, and we are in good condition to prepare UTMB. We have a nice chalet, we have massage, we have someone that will take care about nutrition and to prepare the meal. So that's nice, and of course we have all the other athletes, and we can share some run or hike. I'm quite often going with women because maybe men are a bit too fast. It's nice moment. And during this year it was 2 weeks, so quite long camp. And during these 2 weeks, I just leave 3 days to go for another Rico for TDS with other friends that are not HOKA. And that was also a good moment to share with these friends.
Talk about the importance of the recce, because basically your entire summer has been recceing, because you did 2 soft rocks. I think you did 2 soft rocks last year. You did basically a full TMB plus a TDS. So it feels like the entire summer you've just been downloading various courses and.
Yeah, it's opportunities for training, and when you do Rico, you are focused on that, and you are dedicated to that. When I train at home, I do my training in the morning, but then I have always something else to do, so you have no time to recover, and so that's a good way of training, good way to share a good moment with friends, and to have also more time for the recovering time. Because the plan is to do only this, so that's good.
Yeah. Back to the HOKA team camp. Were there any fun anecdotes or stories with some of the other athletes, or anybody who the fans should be looking out for, who are in particularly good shape or who have enhanced level of focus coming into any of the races here this week?
I will scare you. They are all in good shape. So I hope we will see
even Jim,
HOKA
because like for us,
Jim on CC. I think even if it's shorter than what he's used, he will be strong for sure. So Vincent could not run because he is also part of the French national team and he will race the world champ, and it's not allowed to race any race for the French national team.
Can you expand on that just for the audience here? Because it's something we've been talking about here this week and throughout the year, because we don't have a similar rule in the US. So a lot of the people who are on Team USA at the World Championships are competing this weekend. But say a little bit more about the rules for the French team.
That's only these rules. I think it's more than 1 month before the event. They should not race any race, not only a UTMB race, but just to keep focus on the world champ and to give more chance to the team and to the athletes for the world champs.
Is there a controversy about that though here in France? Because UTMB is such an important race for the country. And they're like telling some of the star athletes from France that you can't compete in service of the World Championships. In other words, we've been talking about it all year, but just kind of like World Championships to me feels like it's just too close to UTMB, and obviously the French team is punished as a result.
Yeah, it's true. For me, it's also a risk to race both.
Yeah.
So it was clear even before the selection that if you want to be part of the French national team, you will not be allowed to race this UTMB. So you make the choice, and you make the choice either of UTMB, either of the French national team.
Yeah.
But I understand. On one side, I understand the team or the decision, and depending on the race, it could be discussed.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's valid if you are running UTMB because it takes you a lot of energy. Maybe less if you run a shorter one like OCC or even shorter distance.
We've done like an analysis about the depth of competition here at all three races by country, and the French are still one of, if not the strongest countries here. So I think it's representative of just the strength of the French athletes top to bottom. So even without the talent of the individuals who will be competing at the World Championships next month, it's not as if there is a lack of French talent, yourself, Francois, Camille Bruyas, etc. included. So anyway, just an interesting thing to talk about. Coming back to the way UTMB has changed over the last several years, like I think a microcosm of it is, of course, you're the 2016 champion, but last year you ran an hour faster than you did the year that you won, and you only finished 5th place. From your perspective, somebody who's so experienced here, I mean, this is part of what we talked about earlier, but just the advancement of the sport and how it's changed in the last 20 years, specifically at this race?
Yeah, only 5 for me. It was okay to be 5th.
Your 4th top 5, I think it was.
So it's true. I'm faster, but I think everyone has evolved also. We have learned a bit more about nutrition, about even preparation, and we learn ourselves every year. Yeah. So that's what could explain that the time is, for me at least, is increasing. There's also some technology evolution for the shoes, that could help also. So of course it has changed, and there's more and more density. So I'm not sure. I think that there was a comparison of the last. I saw that on Instagram. Someone that compared the UTMB. So it's not the average time is not faster than it was in the past. But for let's say the elite, there's much more density than there was in the past. For sure.
Interesting.
And it's there's also a bit more women than in the past. Not that much, because there's still more men than women. But and what has changed, of course, all what is around UTMB. It's all the media, and that was not existing 20 years ago. So that's changed a lot.
Yeah. I remember last year during the race, we were up at Notre Dame de la Gorge, and I remember seeing you like shockingly far back in the field at Notre Dame de la Gorge. And then, of course, you ran all the way back into 5th place by the time you got back to Chamonix. And for the audience, that's about whatever it is, 40K, 35K into the race there. So about 20 miles. Is that intentional? Strategically, do you hold back? I mean, you said you called yourself more of a hiker anyway, and we know the first 40K or so is a lot flatter and faster than the last 40K, for example. In terms of how you approach the race strategically, do you think you might do something similar?
Sometimes when I start the race, I say, okay, I should be more aggressive on the beginning, but until Les Ouches, it's okay. Yeah. You are not that far. But after Col de Vosa, it's quite a steep climb, and everybody is running. But yeah, I don't know. I could not run in this. I could run, but I'm just thinking about what we will do in the next kilometers, and I'm pretty sure that I will not run when it's steep in let's say even 20 kilometers later.
Yeah.
So I just try to think, let's say middle or end of the race. Will I in such a case I will run or I will walk.
Yeah.
And then I try to apply the same strategy at the beginning to try to be more. I don't know how you say constant.
Yeah, consistent. Yeah.
So,
psychologically,
it's a good strategy, but psychologically, it's not good because for me last year I think.
Yeah.
When they told me you are around 50 at Les Contamines, I said, oh, I was expecting to be a bit better than 50, but even now, but my expectation was 20. So when you realize you are 50, you say, okay, it will be difficult.
Yeah. But then conversely, psychologically, when you start passing everybody, and you get past Courmayeur and you make your way to the top 10, then it probably...
If it happens, that's good.
Yeah.
If not, no, last year it was when they just announced me 50 that, I was... bit surprised and and it's difficult to say, okay, I will overtake some people, and but you never know, so it's a risk also. So it's easy if you overtake someone, but if not, it's really difficult also.
Yeah. I read the Mile and Stone newsletter again a couple of days ago, and you're quoted in it picking Ben Demon to win the race, an American who lives in the Pyrenees. I wanted to ask you why you're picking Ben Demon to win.
Yeah, because he was quite impressive also at the Grand Raid du Ventoux.
Yeah,
he was fighting with Baptiste Chassagne, and when he decided to leave, just leave. And I think at the end of the race, he just put 1 minute per kilometers to Baptiste. Yeah. So I think, he lives here. He lives in Pyrenees, so that's also a nice place to train. And he's fast. There's some part that you need to be fast also in some part of UTMB. So it's a good candidate, but for sure I have seen also François training, and for sure he will be here. And there's not only François and Ben. There are several others, but
what about you, buddy?
No,
come on.
If they drop, maybe. For me, they are much stronger, of course. But who knows? It could happen.
It reminds me. We were talking earlier this week about the Masters athletes too at UTMB. Yourself, Francois is 40 now. Courtney is 40 now. Tim Tollefson is 40 now. Miguel Harras is back at the race. He's also 50. So a good little race within the race. You just gifted me something here. It's your autobiography.
So I have to sign it.
Yes, I need you to sign it for me. Contretemps, is that how you say?
À contretemps.
Okay, so
that's in French, right?
Yeah,
so you have to learn French now.
Yeah, so it needs to be republished in English at some point because of my American ignorance. But tell me about the process of putting this together, why you did it, and how people might be able to get involved with the book.
Yeah, so I was asked last year to write a book. It was a surprise for me, and I was wondering who would like to buy a book on me. So, but finally, I wrote it with Frank. So it was interesting work to remind all the memories, and not only from the race, but also from my life, the beginning of my life. So that was an interesting story. And I don't know if you understand the title or...
No, what does it mean? I was going to ask.
It means that I'm not... à contretemps. It's difficult to translate, but it means that you are doing things the opposite than usual.
Oh.
I won most of my races. I won when I was old. I stop. I get a professional runner when I'm old, not young. So that's something. You are à contre-courant.
Yeah, no.
You have the opposite stream.
Sort of like a contrarian is maybe the word we would use in the U.S. And it is a unique and novel story, yours as an athlete. So I'm looking forward to diving in here to the extent I can glean any of it. And maybe now with the technology here in the 21st century, I can just upload it to ChatGPT and it'll give me an English version. Maybe in closing, Ludo, I'm sure your fans would like to hear you talk about what your goals are here at UTMB. Of course, you've had an amazing career. You have nothing to prove here. How might you approach the race next week, and what kind of goals do you have for yourself?
Yeah, someone has already asked me what are my goals and objective for this race. So first one, the official one, is to finish the race.
Of course.
And if I can target 21 hours, that would be nice. But I know that there's a bit change at the beginning of the race. It will add 1 kilometer and 100 meters elevation. So we'll see.
Maybe 10 minutes. I think this is actually an interesting way to close, because your goals, stating it that way, number one, is to finish. Maybe that's one of the reasons why you have been so consistent, and especially here at UTMB. We'll remember back to last year, like everybody dropped out of the race, because I think a lot of the pro athletes come in hoping to win, right? Or hoping to be on the podium. And then when things get hard, as they always do, it just becomes a lot easier to find excuses to pull out of the race. But if you come in with the mindset of the number one goal is to finish, maybe that's what puts you in position to be so consistent over the years. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, I agree. But for me, there's also another reason. You say for professional runner, the objective is to win, and they have also other objective after this one. So if they see that they could not reach the target, win or podium, or at least most of them start for 20 hours, let's say. That's maybe something that is correct if you want to win or be on the podium. And if you cannot reach, they will drop the race because they have another race behind, and it's better to win another race than do 5 or 10 on UTMB. So it's something that comes with this part of professional athletes. It's a job also.
But you just said you're a professional athlete now. Now that you've turned 50, you're finally a professional athlete.
So maybe I will drop in Les Gaillons, because I will see that I could not.
Now that you're a professional athlete, you can just drop out of the race. Contre temps, exactly. It's always counterintuitive. Well, Ludo, congratulations on another amazing season here in 2025. Good luck at UTMB again, and thanks for coming in studio.
Thanks. And see you later.
See you later.
Hopefully at the finish line.
At Notre Dame de la Gorge first. I'll see you there.
Okay.
Cheers.